Welcome to the Choose on Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Becky Ploutz. This is the podcast where leaders live with intention. And today, the topic is all around the power of saying no. N-O, my friend. Did you know that no is a complete sentence? I love reminding people of that simple fact. And diving in, talking about, right, protecting our energy and how this helps us stay in alignment and how important it is, right? To learn how to set boundaries and to say yes to only what aligns with our purpose and our vision, our heart vision, I like to say. So, also reminding us that saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary because when we say no to something, we're also simultaneously saying yes to something. So, learning, how to stay aligned with what truly matters in our life, in our businesses, right? This is going to benefit us to have better energy, to serve at a higher level, and to stay on the path that we're here for on purpose by design. And why saying no is such a superpower is that it gives you the ability to decide what is right for you in the moment, right? It's a powerful tool for alignment and for your success, whatever that looks like, or fulfillment. Actually, I like the word fulfillment better than success. Success sounds, for me, it makes me feel very materialistic versus fulfillment is the feeling that I am focused on with, the actions that I take. So it's a tool to be able to say no, especially with confidence, right? Staying away from regret of, not saying yes or doing more or whatever that is. But really, I think about how many times, I've struggled to say no and I've overcommitted myself. And then I love feeling drained, right? Or feeling like resentful, I guess is the word, right? Until I started to really learn my lesson that every yes is a no to something else. So when I say yes to this other thing, I was saying no to my children. I was saying no to going to bed early. I was saying no to that dream client because I was saying yes to something else that was out of alignment with where I'm growing in my life. So, the big question to start us off here is what are you saying yes to that's actually pulling you away from your highest priorities, right? I turned that on you a little bit. And I think that it's because it's very truth telling when we start to realize, ooh, I'm giving this opportunity, this, experience, this chapter of my life more attention than I truly want to give it. And it's taking me away from my highest priority right now. So the big question is, what are you saying yes to that actually is pulling you away from your highest priority right now in this season of your life? Okay. Take a breath with me. We're going to dive in because it's really powerful to understand why we struggle to say no and some thought provoking ideas of how we can, redirect ourselves, right? So, the root of fear, right, that can be disappointing others, wanting to be a people pleaser, right? We've heard that. There's fear of missing out. We call that FOMO. There's the fear of not being nice or helpful. Again, that's probably more like people pleasing. And then, of course, the fear of judgment. right? What will they think of me? Will they think I'm being selfish? Will they think I'm, just a bad person, right? And when we give ourselves a breath and a beat to just realize, like, am I saying yes to this thing? We'll just say, am I saying yes to this thing because I want this lady to think highly of me? Am I saying yes to going to this event because it'll look like I have a life? Am I saying yes to that master class because I'm feeling very unmotivated or lack of desire today? And this might be a pick me up to just tell me, like, it's an easy button. Okay. Make sure that we're checking in with ourselves here. Okay. Why are we saying yes to things? And also, then that helps us know why to say no to the things. If we're like, I don't know, she asked. No, sis, you have a life of your own. You have a purpose here. Is this out of alignment with who you are and where you're being drawn to be? Then it's a no. And the mindset shift is this: saying no isn't rejection. Okay. It is redirection to where you're meant to be, to what is meant for you and for them. Because now think about that. When you say yes to going to an event or a master class or a community of some sort, right? You're actually maybe taking up someone else's space and you don't actually want to be there. You're just people pleasing. And what creators want, what people really want, is to help others feel fulfilled, right? So if we're just saying yes because we want to be nice, that's actually not being nice. You're just filling a void that is lacking purpose. So think about the last time you said yes when you really wanted to say no. And how did it impact your energy, your time, your peace of mind, for heaven's sakes, right? Like, and I think I need to hear this today. There's definitely something on my heart that I'm going to shift. And I'm really happy that we're having this conversation today because it's for me as much as it is for you. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being the reason that I am showing up to share is for you. And then it just ends up supporting me as well, which is beautiful. So um, I want you to reflect on that. Think about the last time you said yes when you really wanted to say no, and how did it impact your energy, time, and your peace? Okay. So let's talk about boundaries, right? And defining our priorities, because sometimes, right, when I hear people talk about boundaries, and I thought this for myself in the past, so it makes sense that there's still remnants of me hearing others talk about it in this way. But, I used to think that boundaries were the protection for, like, putting me in a box. And their boundaries are not walls, y'all, right? Like, they are our guidelines for what we will and won't accept. So here's a couple questions for setting boundaries to support. Okay, so one, what do you value most in this season of life? I've kind of danced around that a little bit, but right? Is it your family? Is it your business growth? Is it your self-care? Is it your creativity? Like, what is the most valuable to you right now? What do you value most in this season of your life? Okay, that's a question to ask yourself about setting your boundaries. That tells you where to go. And then two is what's draining you and what pulls you out of that alignment. Okay. The third is what would saying no to the wrong thing make space for? So, right, by saying no, it's opening space for what? You know, an example is that a client who started saying no to unpaid collaborations, and she's a connector. She's someone that literally builds collaborations for her business, and it was a very unsuccessful business at the time because she was being unpaid. She was doing it for free, being a nice person, connecting people, building those collaborations. Those companies and those people were getting results like crazy because she's amazing at what she does. And when she started to take ownership of the power that is her, suddenly she had the time, the energy to build that thriving business, which was now being paid because she was saying no to let me pick your brain coffees to I want to have a consult and see what we can do together. Right? It's different energy that we get to choose to bring to the way that we set a boundary for ourselves, not as a wall, but as a guideline for you to know what you're willing to accept and what you won't accept. And an affirmation is every time I say no to what drains me, I say yes to what fuels me. I love this one. Again, just reaffirms there's two sides. You say yes, there's a no. You say no, and there's a yes. I say yes to what fuels me. And this is your encouragement to do the same. So, how to say no with confidence and grace, right? You don't just have to, you don't, I mean, honestly, like I said at the very beginning, no is a complete sentence. So, there's no reason that you have to justify, right? Or even over explain your no because it is a complete sentence. So make it simple, make it powerful to say no. Here's four different ideas. One, that's not something I can commit to right now. Two, thank you for thinking of me, but I need to prioritize other things. Three, I'd love to, but I have to honor my current commitments. I have to honor my current commitments. Four, that doesn't align with my priorities right now. Right? Those are pretty simple, straightforward. I like number one and two the best, but I like to give you options. Um, and another tip is to have a go-to response also ready to, you know, keep it light, keep it rolling off your shoulders when you automatically know it's not going to be a yes and you want to still, you know, soften the no. You can have some kind of a pad response like that, an auto response for yourself to just know mentally, like if you don't have the energy to even, you know, be really polite and whatever, still having an auto responder for yourself to know, like give yourself space now. Hopefully when you're in a good mindset about, okay, yeah, Barbara's bringing me this idea and like, it's too much for me to take on right now. Great. What would your pad answer be? To keep it short, sweet, and to the point. It's a no for now. Right? So that we're being less caught off guard, you know, needing to give a response or feeling like we need to give a response. Because honestly, we don't need to even respond to all of the invitations. I don't know about you, but I get invited to things every single day, multiple times a day. Some of those things don't even get responses. A lot of the times they get a declined invitation, and that's okay too. So it's just one of those ways, right? To give yourself an opportunity to um, take away some stress and also, enforce your no when there could be pushback, right? It's building that boundary in action now in a clear mental capacity to simply, powerfully say no. Okay. Think you got that. So let's talk a little bit about reclaiming the energy and time. Okay. So saying no creates more space for what truly matters to us, right? We were just talking about that. So I want to highlight 3 ways to say yes. 3 things, actually, 3 things to say yes to. 1, yes to aligned opportunities that excite you, right? This is your heart vision. This is your map of desire that you're moving with purpose on. It's a yes to opportunities that excite you. Number 2 thing to say yes to is yes to rest, creativity, and things that fuel your soul. Again, is it a energy boost? Is it a confidence boost? At some level, right? It could be scary still. Again, I'm not looking for comfort. I'm looking for growth. We're looking for those opportunities. Now, it's a key word, opportunity, right? Because it'd be like, oh, this is scary. This is, not it. Okay. It's only an opportunity if you see potential for what is in alignment with you. Okay. So, yes to rest, creativity, and things that fuel your soul. And the third thing to say yes to is to relationships and work that do support your growth as a human being. Are they supportive of your personal development, your spiritual growth? Right? That's a yes. You want more of those in your life. I learned to say no to draining commitments. I still continue to hone in on this more and more. As I mentioned, there was something brought up this morning for me in my journaling that I was like, "Ooh, I can choose to change this, and I can make it a yes to the thing that makes me feel most alive while saying no to this other thing that is draining me, to the fact that it's taking me away from my higher priorities in a big way." It's important for us to take the time to reflect on these things. So, again, super glad that you're here. And I want to recap as we close out this episode, reminding us that saying no is an act of self respect and alignment with your heart vision. Clear boundaries create more freedom. Every no is a powerful yes to something more in alignment, right? When you're feeling that, when you're in the energy, when you're saying yes with purpose, you're on this betterment path for yourself. Do you need help setting boundaries? I would love to have you join me at the next Connect with Your Vision workshop. It's a free opportunity. And if you already know and feel drawn to want to be a part of my Confidence in Action program, which has weekly accountability, monthly a couple monthly masterminds, it has community, it has opportunities for you to be seen and heard as a full, confident woman in action. I would love to have a discovery call with you and see how and when and what we're going to be moving forward on with your heart vision. So join the free Connect with Your Vision. Get on a discovery call with me. I would love to support you and have some encouraging accountability for what's next for you while you set your boundaries around your priorities. If it's your time, then it's your time, and I am here for it. Okay? So, my reminder to you as we close out is that your time and your energy are sacred. So, protect them fiercely. Say no with confidence and watch your life transform. And remember to say yes to the things that excite you, that you're drawn to from the inside. Not because I told you, or your mama told you, or your sister's brother's best friend told you this is what's good for you. Tap into you. Take a deeper look and reflection at what's aligning for you in this season. I'm your host, Becky Floats. Thank you for joining the Choose on Purpose podcast. Remember to love yourself, live fearlessly, and do all things with purpose.